Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed how a woman doesn't say directly what she wants, but instead drops signals, looks, and hidden behaviors that you completely miss? She's not going to walk up to you and say, "Hey, I'm interested in you." No, instead she'll test your awareness, your confidence, and whether you can read her without her saying a word. Brother, this is where most men fail. They're blind to the cues. They ask too many questions. They look desperate, and in her mind, he's just another guy who doesn't get it. But imagine this. What if you could look into her eyes, read her body language, and know exactly what she wants without her speaking? That's power. That's attraction. That's what separates men she ignores from the man she craves. In this video, I'm going to reveal the hidden signs women give when they're attracted. And if you learn to master them, you'll never be left guessing again. Part 1. The eyes don't lie. Her eyes are the first window into her desire. When she's attracted, she won't just look at you once. She'll steal glances, then look away quickly as if she wasn't watching. She'll hold eye contact a little longer than usual. And if you hold it back without looking nervous, you'll feel the tension. Women communicate volumes through their eyes. Pupil dilation, rapid blinking, and even how often she checks where you are in the room, all reveal one thing. Her attention is locked on you. Here's the key. Don't just glance and look away. When you notice her eyes seeking yours, hold steady, calm, confident eye contact. That silent moment of connection will create a spark in her mind that words can't achieve. Part 2. The body language shift. When a woman is interested, her body betrays her before her words do. She'll angle her body toward you, even if she's talking to someone else. Her feet will point in your direction. She'll play with her hair, touch her neck, or adjust her clothes. These aren't random. These are subconscious actions driven by attraction. But here's the trick most men miss. It's not just about what she's doing. It's about how often she does it around you compared to others. If she only fixes her hair or tilts her head when you enter the room, brother, she's signaling. Your response? Mirror her openness subtly. Lean in slightly when she does. Match her energy. Without saying a word, you'll be speaking her language back to her. Part 3. The voice and laughter test. When a woman likes you, her voice changes. It becomes softer, more playful, and she laughs more easily, even at jokes that aren't that funny. Why? Because laughter is not about the joke. It's about the connection. She's testing how you make her feel. Do you bring comfort? Do you spark excitement? A woman's laugh around you is a window into her attraction. But here's the deeper truth. If she's laughing more with you than with others, if she's leaning closer when she talks, lowering her voice as if the world doesn't matter, this is intimacy forming before your eyes. Your move: stay grounded. Don't over-try to be funny. Let your calmness and presence create the space where she feels safe and drawn to you. Part 4. The power of silent observation. Women often say more through their actions than through their words. The way she tucks her hair behind her ear when you're around, the way her voice softens when she speaks to you, or even the way she avoids eye contact at the very moment her heart races. These are signals, but most men miss them. Why? Because they're too busy trying to impress, too busy speaking, too busy chasing. The real power lies in observation. When you learn to sit back, quiet your mind, and read the unspoken language of her behavior, you unlock a truth deeper than any conversation could reveal. This is where Stoicism and psychology merge. Patience, silence, and attention become your greatest weapons. Part 5. The emotional shield she wears. Understand this. Women rarely show their deepest desires openly. Society, past heartbreaks, and their own pride force them to wear emotional armor. She may laugh loudly at another man's joke. She may act distant when you draw closer. But beneath the shield is often a storm of curiosity, desire, and unspoken feelings. The mistake men make is taking her shield at face value. A Stoic man knows that strength is not reacting to the surface, but seeing what lies beneath. When you stay composed, unmoved by her tests, you pierce through her defenses without saying a word. That's when she starts thinking of you, even when she doesn't want to. Part 6. The magnetism of emotional control. Nothing attracts a woman more than a man who is unshaken. Imagine this. She throws a little sarcasm your way, maybe tests your patience, maybe even tries to provoke you. Most men collapse. They argue, they beg, they over-explain. But the man who smiles, who keeps his energy steady, who doesn't let her storm disturb his inner peace, that man becomes magnetic. Why? Because emotional control is rare. It signals strength. It shows you are not owned by her mood, by her beauty, or by her words. And the truth is, women crave the man who can hold his ground when the world, or her, Emotions try to shake him. Part 7. When silence speaks louder than words. Sometimes the most powerful move is saying nothing. Think about it. When she expects you to chase, to beg, to explain, and instead you give her silence, it unsettles her. Your silence forces her to reflect. She begins to wonder, why isn't he reacting? Why isn't he chasing me like the others? That silence echoes in her mind louder than any words could. It creates a mystery, a pull, an unanswered question that lingers. And women are drawn not to the men who give them everything easily, but to the men whose silence leaves them restless at night. Part 8. Desire born from respect. At the heart of it all, a woman's true desire is not built on your looks, money, or charm. It's built on the respect you command. Not the respect you demand, but the respect you embody. When you live with discipline, when your actions align with your words, when your presence speaks of self-mastery, she can't help but notice. Respect transforms attraction into longing. It makes her think of you when you're not around. It makes her compare every man she meets to you, and none measure up. Because the truth is, when respect and desire fuse together, she doesn't just want you, she values you. Part 9. The hidden test of silence. She says, I'm fine. Her lips speak calm, but her eyes scream storms. This is not a conversation. It's a test. She wants to see if you can hear the words she doesn't say. If you rush to explain, to apologize, to overtall, you fail. But when you sit back, when you stay calm, when your silence carries the weight of a man who doesn't need to beg, she feels it. That silence crushes her ego. It whispers louder than any words, I am not controlled by your moods. And that is the exact moment she begins to respect you again. Part 10. When she tries to control you. Here's the truth no one tells you. A woman will always test the limits of your strength. She'll push you. She'll nag. She'll create storms out of nothing. Not because she enjoys chaos, but because she wants to know. Can you remain unshaken? Stoicism teaches, control what you can, ignore what you cannot. When you stop chasing, when you stop defending yourself, when you look at her with calmness in your eyes and say nothing, she feels it deep in her soul. That calmness burns her pride. It forces her to realize, you are a man who cannot be broken. And once she knows that, her games lose power. Final word, the cold truth that changes everything. Listen carefully. The moment you let her control your emotions, you've already lost. But the moment you stand firm, silent, unshaken, you become unforgettable. She may argue, she may test, she may leave the room in anger, but in the back of her mind, she will think about you every single time. Not because you tried to please her, not because you begged, but because you showed her the one thing she cannot find easily. A man with power over himself. That is the man she never forgets. That is the man who changes her forever. So brother, the next time she tests you, don't fight, don't chase, don't explain, stand still, stay calm, and watch her ego crumble before your silence.